Curly Howard, born Jerome Lester Horwitz on October 22, 1903, in Brooklyn, New York, came from a modest working-class Jewish family. As the youngest of several brothers, he often lived in the shadow of stronger, more assertive personalities, particularly his older siblings. Yet even as a child, there was something undeniably special about him. While he was quiet and reserved in everyday life, he possessed a natural ability to make people laugh, a gift that seemed to emerge effortlessly when he was in front of others. Unlike many performers of his time, Curly had no formal acting training. Instead, he relied on instinct, timing, and an almost childlike imagination that allowed him to fully commit to absurd and hilarious characters. Before stepping into the spotlight, he worked a variety of jobs and dabbled in local performances, slowly shaping the comedic style that would later define him. These early experiences gave him the foundation for his future in entertainment, even if he himself may not have realized just how far his talent would take him. Stepping into stardom with the Three Stooges, Curly's life changed dramatically in 1932 when he joined the Three Stooges, replacing his brother Shemp Howard. At the time, Curly looked quite different from the iconic figure audiences would come to recognize. He had thick auburn hair and a mustache, but at the suggestion of Moe Howard and their mentor Ted Healy, he shaved his head. Though hesitant at first, this transformation became central to his identity on screen. His exaggerated expressions, high-pitched voice, and unforgettable catchphrases like "Nuke Nuke" quickly made him a standout. During the group's peak years at Columbia Pictures, Curly appeared in nearly 100 short films. His performances in classics like Punch Drunks and A Plumbing We Will Go showcased his unmatched physical comedy. He wasn't just funny, he was unpredictable, energetic, and deeply engaging, often becoming the heart of the trio's dynamic. A private life filled with complexity. While Curly's on-screen persona radiated joy and chaos, his personal life was far more complicated. His relationships were often marked by instability and emotional intensity. His first marriage was brief, lasting only a few months, and left him disheartened. In 1937, he married Elaine Ackerman, and together they had a daughter, Marilyn. For a time, this brought him a sense of stability and happiness. However, the pressures of his career and personal differences eventually led to their separation in 1940. Despite maintaining some connection with his daughter, the end of this marriage deeply affected him. Those close to Curly noticed that he often sought comfort in companionship but struggled to maintain lasting relationships. His vulnerability, combined with the demands of fame, created a cycle of emotional highs and lows. This contrast between the joyful entertainer and the sensitive individual behind the scenes reveals a more human side of Curly, one that audiences rarely saw but played a significant role in shaping his life. The physical toll of fame and performance. As Curly's career flourished, the physical demands of his work began to take a toll. His style of comedy relied heavily on physicality, falls, exaggerated movements, and high-energy routines that required constant exertion. Over time, these demands became increasingly difficult to sustain. He began experiencing weight gain and health issues, including high blood pressure. During World War II, the Stooges traveled extensively, performing for troops and maintaining a rigorous schedule. These tours, while meaningful, were exhausting and left little room for rest. Curly often pushed himself beyond his limits, determined to deliver laughter no matter the cost. Offstage, he struggled to maintain balance, frequently dealing with fatigue and stress. The contrast between his lively performances and his declining health became more pronounced with each passing year. Despite these challenges, he continued to perform, driven by both passion and obligation, even as his body signaled the need for rest. Coping mechanisms and personal habits. Away from the spotlight, Curly sought ways to cope with the pressures of fame and the strain of his lifestyle. He found comfort in social settings, often spending evenings in nightclubs where he could unwind. These moments offered temporary relief, but sometimes contributed to his overall exhaustion. Financially, he was equally impulsive. Despite earning a substantial income, he struggled with money management, often spending freely on luxuries and gifts. Recognizing this, his brother Mo stepped in to help stabilize his finances, demonstrating a strong sense of family loyalty. One of Curly's most endearing qualities, however, was his love for animals, especially dogs. He frequently adopted strays, caring for them with genuine affection. These animals provided him with a sense of companionship and grounding that he often lacked elsewhere. This softer side of Curly revealed a man who was deeply compassionate, even as he navigated the challenges of his personal and professional life. Searching for stability in relationships. Throughout his life, Curly continued searching for emotional stability through relationships. In 1945, he entered a brief marriage with Marion Buxbaum, which quickly ended in conflict. The experience was difficult and added to the emotional strain he was already carrying. However, in 1947, he married Valerie Newman, a relationship that brought him a greater sense of peace. Together, they had a daughter, Janie, in 1948. This period marked a more stable chapter in his personal life, as Valerie remained a supportive presence during his later years. Although his health was declining, this relationship offered him comfort and a sense of belonging. It was a reminder that, despite the turbulence of his earlier years, Curly still sought and valued genuine connection. His final marriage stands out as a meaningful part of his story, highlighting his enduring hope for stability and happiness. Health challenges and career changes. By the mid-1940s, Curly's health had begun to significantly impact his career. In 1946, he experienced a major health setback while filming Half-Wits Holiday, which effectively ended his time as an active member of the Stooges. Though he made a brief appearance in Hold That Lion, it was clear that he could no longer perform as he once had. His condition required ongoing care, and he spent much of his remaining years focusing on recovery. Despite these challenges, those who knew him remembered his resilience and spirit. Even as his abilities changed, his legacy as a performer remained intact. His contribution to comedy was undeniable, and his influence continued to be felt by audiences and comedians alike. Remembering a legacy beyond comedy, Curly Howard passed away in 1952 at the age of 48, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate. While his life included struggles and challenges, it is important to remember the joy he brought to millions. His work with the Three Stooges remains a cornerstone of classic comedy, celebrated for its creativity and timeless appeal. Beyond the laughter, Curly's story is one of resilience, compassion, and humanity. He was more than just a comedic figure. He was a person who navigated life's complexities while sharing his gift with the world. Today, he is remembered not only for his iconic performances, but also for the warmth and authenticity he brought to everything